We are going to take a look at a small town in north central Oregon by the name of Antelope. It is about 65 miles north of Bend, Oregon, and the basis for this will be a 1910 Sanborn insurance map. We'll be able to see what the town looked like in 1910. So here we go. Let's take a look. Antelope. And what you see here is the town of Antelope with a map imposed on top of it. The map actually is about here to here, here to here, square or roughly square rectangular. And the yellow buildings or yellow symbols are buildings that existed in Antelope in 1910. And we can look at that by removing the buildings. There's been some new buildings, obviously, built in Antelope since 1910, but these are the buildings that were in Antelope in 1910. And the map I'm using was produced by the Sanborn Map Company for insurance purposes. So companies insuring these buildings would know what the buildings were made of and what size and such they were, where various features were. These buildings are all frame buildings. In this case, yellow in the Sanborn code meant frame. And interesting, let's take a look at downtown Antelope. The Hamilton Hotel is here. There's actually two hotels in Antelope in 1910. Dining room, offices, rooms, post offices in the Hamilton Hotel. We have a barbershop, a livery, stable. We have a bowling alley, drugstore, storage area. There's two soft drink stores here and across the street. And I wonder if the soft drink store might have been like a soda fountain. Then we have the second hotel in town, which is the Occidental. Here's a storage area, dining room, parlor, offices, more storage. Across the street from the Occidental, we have a general merchandise store, general store, and a warehouse. Also across the street from that area is a dance hall at the time. Today, this area, this building here, is the post office. Then we come down the street, we find a few dwellings, and then a vacant building, and then a blacksmith shop here on the corner, and across the street a livery. If we take a look at these buildings from the street view, which we can do in Google Earth, they come like this, and we can look at what they look like. This is the dwelling I noticed. Here's the blacksmith shop. It was later made into a garage and used as a garage, which was a fairly typical thing to do with a blacksmith shop, because the blacksmith was the one who, in 1910, worked on automobiles to repair them. Here we are looking generally northwest on Main Street, and this is the dwelling that I mentioned. Let's see if I can move us a little bit in that direction. And we're having a problem getting it to move. There we go. Okay, there's a dwelling that I showed you a moment ago, and I don't know what this logo is. We'll take a look now at town. We're going to go up the street. Again, I'm going to leave street view and move up the street to the candy store, or soft drink store, rather. Here's the soft drink store, and we'll go down and take a look at what it looks like today, because it's the other building in town that you can see on the old map. There's our soft drink store. not in such great condition, is it? Okay, we'll exit street view and back up a little bit here and reorient the map to the north. Okay, and now I'm going to turn the map on and off again so you can see where those buildings were. This was the soft drink store that we just saw, and this was the blacksmith shop or garage that we just saw, and this was the dwelling that I mentioned. So those are the buildings that you can see were there that are still here. And there were a lot of buildings. You can see a lot of yellow, but those buildings that are yellow from 1910, most of them are long gone, and of course been replaced by newer buildings. There's a couple of other buildings in town that might be notable. There's a church here on the corner. 1910, it was also a church, Methodist Episcopal Church. 1910, looks like it might have been remodeled. A couple of other buildings in Antelope that date to that time, but since I'm not on the ground in Antelope, I can't really confirm each of these, but this building here was a farm implement store, and we can take a look at it showing up. And there are some residents around in this area, one here, for example, that appear to have been there in 1910. So that's Antelope, 1910, using the Sanborn insurance maps.